I used to live in Sugar Hill years ago. So that's like around the 145th area of Harlem. And I remember this was around the time Bodak Yellow became like really popular. She was blowing up. I used to hear Cardi's ass all the time coming down to Harlem, just like trying to beat random ass hood rats up. And at that time, it really struck me. So this was like maybe like right before the whole Nicki motorsport thing or whatever. And I remember, so I don't really follow her, especially at that time. But I was just like, isn't this woman famous? Like, why is she like, it would be like 1, sometimes 2 in the morning. I could hear her freaking mouth that early in the morning, just cursing up a storm. I used to live across the street from a city college. I think that's 141st, I think. I used to live across the street from City College, and she would be up and down the street just like taunting these random ass. I was just like, this lady has money. What is wrong with her? So that's the extent of me knowing about Cardi. So yeah, it's that same chick who used to come up and down my dang on street yelling for so and so to come out so she can beat them up. Rich, very rich. Okay, let's look at the questions first. So this is my opinion, and actually I should start off with this so that people can know, like, you know, I hate it when readers or anyone, journalists, readers, fans, whatever, when they get on and they're just like, oh, I'm gonna be as I'm not biased, blah, blah, blah. No, we're all biased because we all have people that we like, that we dislike, all this stuff. So I was a really big Nicki fan. Personally, for me, I haven't purchased music from her since she married that man that she's married to. I don't want my money to support that, you know? I'll listen to it on YouTube Premium, but I'm not paying. So that's where I stand with it. I'm not a Cardi fan. Even if she and Nicki didn't have the beef, I just don't like her. I think she's like really uncouth, and she brought down hip hop. I mean, it was already down in the gutter, but she brought it down below the gutter, you know? And I'm really disappointed that this is who they use to replace black people in rap. And I'm even more disappointed that black people allowed it to happen. But, you know, it is what it is. However, I do like reading on Cardi. I do actually like reading on her. She's very fun to read on because she's an open book. She really is an open book. So it's really fun. It's easy to read on her. I don't really like her. Don't care for her music. Although I think that song I like that. I like that sample. Don't care for her music. Don't really like her. I think she's fake. Like I said earlier, she used to be all up in my neighborhood yelling at all times of the night. I always thought that she was very uncouth. However, I do like reading on her. I will try my best to be as fair as possible. Y'all know me. You guys know I don't like WAP. I don't care for it. Listen, I grew up with MC Lyte, with Queen Latifah. I grew up with those people. I used to love Foxy. I used to like Lil Kim, but you know, that's who I grew up with. So you know, these new ladies, I feel like, you know, they're not my taste. They're not my taste. Like, again, I'm thinking of like Georgia Porgy, 5 o'clock in the morning, where you gonna be? And I compare it to, you know, wet ass pussy. I just can't. I really just can't. But again, everyone's taste is their taste, okay? So, you know, it is what it is. I say all that to say, and like even for me, so like what's Nicki's song Anaconda? That's a bit much, but I love that song because it's Sir Mix-a-Lot basically. But you know, everyone's taste is their own. I'm not looking down on anybody, you know. it is what it is, right? No, I don't like no damn WAP. Um, I don't really listen to modern music, to be honest. I listen to a lot of soundtracks, a lot of game soundtracks, movie soundtracks. I listen to a lot of classical. Baroque is my favorite musical era, along with disco. I listen to, I don't really listen to much modern music, really. I just don't. It's not my taste. Not even pop, not even country. Even when I listen to country, I listen to bluegrass music from the 60s. So, you know. So those are my biases. I'm also so here's the thing. So as like individual ladies, I like JT. She has one song that I like later. So I don't know. I liked Azealia Banks. I like JT in terms of their music, but do I follow them? No, I don't follow any of these people. No, I think I follow Beyonce. I think so. I don't follow any of them. Because to me they're all full of shit.
Before we start the reading, just a quick heads up. I offer personal tarot readings on my website, including same-day and next-day delivery options. If you're interested, check out the link in the description box below. All right, let's get into it.
All right, Cardi. What's your energy now, Cardi? Oh, she hates her love life. You want to know something? Stefon shows up here right away. She's not exactly happy with her love life. I actually think, this is the very first thing that she gave me. This is her pregnant as I don't know what. I think that he has, there's someone else that he's gotten pregnant. This is Stefon. Oop. Sorry about that. This is Stefon here. So, hold on. No. Okay. Let me move this little thing over here. Is that Stefon? Or is that Offset? Oh, she has to pay Offset. She's gonna pay him money. Oh, she has to pay Offset. Who is this woman? Is that Stefon? Oh, they're saying it's both of them. Oh no, she's frustrated with both of them. Okay, so this is because they're both Sagittarius. That makes sense. So this is Stefon and Offset, and this is Cardi. She's kind of like, I actually do think that she has this realization that where she's just like, you know what? I'm stuck in the same rut. Like I made the same mistake. Yeah, it's a good thing. Does Stefon have someone else pregnant right now? Oh yeah. Yes, he's hiding it. This could be someone who has some level of fame. A few weeks ago. Oh no. There's someone who's pregnant right now. And I feel like this lady, she may not be like a superstar, but I feel like she has some level of fame. There's someone pregnant now. I wonder if that's why she was showing me why she showed up today, because it gave me the impression that she's like, her divorce is happening, but also her relationship with Stefon. She's just like, he's going behind my back, and now she's just like, I made the same mistake. I did it again. Oops, I did it again. I'm not going to go too deeply into that, but whoever it is, she's pregnant and they're hiding it. There are already a lot of questions in there, so I don't think I'm going to answer any extra ones, to be honest. Can you tell me anything else that's happening with you, Cardi? Fighting. Oh, she's thinking about this tour. Ooh. I'm not exactly sure if this tour is going to happen. So, here she is again fighting. She's fighting. In her mind, she does feel like people are picking on her. And in her mind, she's just defending herself. That's what she thinks, right? I do think that she's going to go on this tour. However, I do think she's going to go on this tour. But I think, a lot of stops are going to be cut. quite a few stops will be cut. And this feels like maybe outside of the US, many stops are going to be cut. So have they actually announced the dates? So because it feels like right now they're actively talking about, or she's actively saying, I'm not going over there, I'm not going over there. It feels like it's places outside of the US. She's just like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Oh, let me turn off my notifications. Forgot about that. Yeah, they're going to be cut. Okay. Okay, so most of the questions here are about Nicki. Let's ask this question. Will Cardi get dropped from her label? Will Cardi be dropped from Atlantic? Interesting. I've seen this in one of her videos before. She feels like she has bound herself magically to this. She feels like she's bound herself. I don't think that she's happy. I don't think that she ever really wanted to be a rapper. I don't think she ever really wanted to be this famous. I think she just wanted to be rich. I feel like she would have been happy if she married some super rich guy and she had a bunch of kids by him. But right now it feels like, you know, she did all this work, like literal and spiritual work, to get to where she wants to be, but it's actually not where she wants to be. She's not happy. She feels like, I don't know. I heard the word intranquil. So I am not, you know, a conjurer. That's not my thing. I'm just a reader, a psychic reader. But I heard the word intranquil. So it feels like she's just not at ease with what she requested from spirit, this career. She's not at ease with it. In terms of whether or not they're going to drop her, they are tired of her, actually. They are tired of her. And they're saying that if she can recoup the money, we'll keep her if she can recoup the money. But I feel like that's true for any record label, right? But it does look like they've had discussions. They are tired of her, and they've had discussions. Is Cardi worried about her album sales? Is Cardi worried about her album sales? Most of those were purchased by the label, by the way. Is Cardi worried about her album sales? At this point, she's more concerned. Excuse me. She's more concerned about this tour. I don't think she wants to go on this tour. She's more concerned about this tour. She's more concerned about the divorce with Offset. So here's the divorce with Offset. She doesn't want to pay him. She's going to end up paying him. She doesn't want to pay him. And this tour, she doesn't want to go on this tour, guys. She doesn't want to go. So if you buy tickets from her, make sure you get insurance on it. She doesn't want to go. And it feels like she's already planting the seeds of canceling some dates. She's already fighting with her label about it. She doesn't want to go on tour. Ma'am, are you worried about your album sales? No. No. No, it doesn't feel like it. Not really. She doesn't come across as a working woman to me. She comes across as someone who just wants to be supported by her relationship. She's more concerned about her relationship, the money that she has to pay out to whatchamacallit, to Offset. No, she's not worried about it. I've always seen this for her, so it's not going to change. Nobody wants to. No, I love working. I love what I do. I love working, actually. Okay, let's get all these Cardi questions out of the way because y'all don't really want to know much about her. Has Cardi ever done any drugs? Absolutely. 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 And they're saying that she's coming soon. She's gonna be an addict. So again, all this stuff that she says about other people being like on crack or coke or whatever, it's her. It's her. Nobody wants to label it that way for whatever reason, but it's her. Absolutely. She doesn't want it to get out, interestingly enough. Absolutely. Oh no, she's already addicted. She's already addicted. She doesn't want it to get out. She doesn't want that information to get out. She's already an addict. Already. All right. Next question. Okay, let's try to is Jay-Z wearing a wig? That's I like these people. But sometimes the things that they say about each other, I'm just like, oh, you know, that's actually funny. Okay, so let's get back to her personal life. Is Stefon offset or another man the pappy? Okay, Cardi B's, and you know, no offense to the energy of her, you know, growing child, but who is the father of Cardi B's current pregnancy? Oh. 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 So I asked who is the father of this child. I don't know who this is. I don't know this man. I have no idea who this person is. And I asked again, is it Offset? They gave me, well, who is this? And then I asked, is it Stefon? This feels like it's kind of like a no, but he'll go along with it. He'll go along with it. Usually this is father energy. Usually it's father energy. Let me and then I asked, is it some other guy? Is it some other guy? And this is kind of a yes, right? But let's see. Is Offset the father of Cardi's current fetus? It's not Stefon. Is it some other guy? Is some other guy the... It's between Offset and some other guy. It's not Stefon. I feel like he will go along with it. He'll go along with it. But I mean, they gave me Pappy energy for Offset, but then they also gave me energy for it could be this other person. And again, when I ask, I get kind of a yes for Offset, but then for this other person, it feels like she was with someone else. She was with someone else. So I don't think it's Stefon's baby. Y'all remember in that last reading I did back in May where I said, yeah, I don't know if it's actually going to be Stefon's. I feel like she may have, like, you know, had a little hookup with Offset and there's going to be a question of whose baby it actually is. I don't think it's Stefon. But again, I think he may just go along with it. He may just go along with it. Okay. There's a light under the tunnel. So is Cardi, is Cardi into Santeria? Please, like, come on. Yes. Yes. And she's doing these rituals herself, by the way. She's doing stuff for herself. Like, does that even need to be, like, is that a question? Is that really a question? Yes, absolutely. First thing that comes out. Yes, absolutely. She is. Absolutely. This has been answered many times. I'm going to assume he's going to go along with it to save face. Probably. I don't like that guy. Stefon. I don't like his energy. Okay. So that's easy. Why is Cardi so mad at BIA? Why is Cardi so mad at BIA? Well, first of all, why is Cardi feel about BIA? Listen, it feels like Cardi, you know, going back to Offset, it feels like Cardi did, or sorry, Offset was obviously a cheater, but Cardi had her own people. Cardi had her own people, or Cardi had her own flings. She had her own flings, so she's not like a complete victim in that. There's a man involved. What is BIA's a Leo? There's a man involved between Cardi and BIA. There's definitely a man involved. Was Offset interested in her at some point? Offset. Was Offset interested? I don't know who BIA is, by the way. I know the name, but I don't, you know. Was Offset? I wonder if Offset showed any interest in her. Because there's definitely a masculine figure involved with the both of them. And it feels like the masculine figure was friendly with BIA. And Cardi didn't like it. And this is Offset here. This is Offset sort of like looking at BIA and asking questions about her, and then Cardi stopping it. I feel like it's actually personal. It doesn't feel like it's let me show you these other cards here. It doesn't feel like it's professional at all. It feels like it's personal. It's personal. And I also think I wonder, does anyone know if BIA could be like friends or something with one of Offset's baby moms or something? Because this woman shows up often. Barely anyone seems to know who BIA is. This woman shows up often, with Cardi being very jealous of her, and it feels like it's Offset's favorite baby mom or something. So I wouldn't be surprised if BIA is like friendly or acquaintances with one of Offset's baby moms or an ex-girlfriend or something, and Offset was interested in her. This is personal. It doesn't feel like it's professional at all. It's personal. It's personal. Let's see. So did Cardi have BIA's diss track taken off? Was it off of Spotify? Did Cardi B have BIA's diss track taken down? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Offset is a villain. He keeps showing up here. He's just like, where's my money, ho? Offset's like, Offset's like, I'm about to be a rich bitch. Offset keeps showing up. He keeps showing up where he's just like, yeah, I'm about to be rich. I'm not sure how long that relationship between Cardi and Stefon is gonna last. Anyway, so the reason why Cardi is so mad at BIA is it feels like it's related to Offset, and that he showed some kind of interest in her. So it's a personal thing. It's personal. Let's move on from Miss BIA. Oh yes, and it does feel like Cardi somehow had her diss track taken down. Let's move on from BIA. Or do we move on to Saweetie? I know how to pronounce her name, but I like to call her Saweetie. Okay, so the question is, I feel like I already answered this. What is Sweetie's Saweetie? Saweetie. Saweetie. Uh Zodiac sign. She's a Cancer. Okay. She looks like a water sign. Yeah, she looks like a Cancer actually. Um Sweetie. Sweetie girl. Sweetie. um For some reason, I'm saying that in Jim Carrey's voice. I'm hearing it in Jim Carrey's voice. When he was in the Truman Show. Sweetie! I don't know why. I wonder if Jim is going through something. Sweetie. What's your energy like right now, sweetie? Cardi, how do you feel about Saweetie? Oh shit. Oh my gosh. Sweetie, how do you feel about Cardi? Ooh, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Cardi hates the hell out of her. Cardi hates her. This is hate. This is putting a curse on someone. This is putting a curse on someone. She wants to destroy Sweetie. She wants to destroy her. And look, here's Cardi again. This is Cardi again. I feel like Cardi doesn't want all the information about the Sweetie Offset thing to come out. I feel like she doesn't want that for whatever reason. But you know, the thing is what it feels like is it looks like one of the reasons why Cardi is so pissed is because Sweetie pretended to be a friend. No. You know what? Listen, this is where I'm going to be very fair. It feels like Sweetie pretended to be her friend. It feels like Sweetie showed her love. And then the what I'm getting is that she actually, you know, let me confirm this. She offered. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure if she got to sleeping with Offset. She absolutely offered. She offered for money. She wanted him to take care of her for money. She offered 100%, Sweetie, allegedly. She offered. She offered. Sweetie offered to sleep with him for money. She offered herself, guys. I'm not exactly sure if he like took the bait or if they just did like other things together. But the feeling that I'm getting is that it happened overseas. It happened overseas. It happened overseas. And the thing that pisses Cardi off is like this lady, like I actually heard it in her voice, this bitch tried to show me love. Like that's what it feels like to me, that Sweetie was smiling in her face and then did this behind her back. I'm with Cardi on that. I'm with her on that. She hates her guts. I don't even think Cardi hates Nicki. I think Cardi, like I said, I think Cardi is sexually attracted to Nicki. Cardi hates Sweetie. She hates her. Did Offset and Cardi, did Offset and Sweetie actually like have sex together? Here she is. She was trying to be Offset's like main, like one of the women that he's like putting up, or one like you know how these guys, they have like, oh, I have holes in different area codes or whatever. Isn't that a Ludacris song? She was trying to be, so she was working on becoming like a long-term mistress of his, to get an apartment, to have your stuff paid for and everything. That's what she was working on. And I low-key feel like she was working on becoming his next Cardi B. She was working on it. So again, I'm not exactly feeling that they like went all the way with each other, but there was definitely something there where she was making passes at him. They could have like done like other things like foreplay or whatever. It doesn't feel like a full-blown affair. It doesn't feel like a full-blown affair, but it does feel like he was tricking on her. It does feel like he was tricking on her. He was giving her money. And she was trying to be like the next one. Yeah, she... Okay, let's so to me it doesn't feel like they like, you know, it's complicated. It feels like Saweetie was trying to be the next Cardi with him. She offered herself. She wanted to be like a paid girlfriend or a paid whatever. That's what it feels like to me. Let's see. So y'all asked something else about the three Migos. So you said, is it true rapper Saweetie slept with all three Migos? So there was Quavo, Takeoff, and Offset, right? Takeoff is the one who passed, right? Ooh, yes. Ooh, okay. Okay, no, she did sleep with Offset. Okay, this is so it was not all three. It wasn't all three. So here's Quavo. Obviously, she slept with him. I asked him as a control. This is my scientist brain at work. I asked him as a control because obviously we know that they were in a relationship. Yes, she slept with Quavo. Yes, she slept with Offset. Takeoff? No, no. She tried. No, he said no. He said no. So yeah, no, she did sleep with Offset, and it feels like she was trying to be the next Cardi, like she wanted to be a kept woman, and then eventually for them to come out, you know? Yikes. Yikes, girl. And all that information that came out, but I feel like it's obvious, okay? You know, it's obvious that that's what a lot of these people are doing, because it's not just the female rappers, it's the male rappers too, it's the male actors too. They're giving up the booty as well. It's not just the women who are doing something a little strange for some change. It's not just the women. A kept woman with Cardi's money. Oh. Treacherous, man. Is there anything else? I think there was another Saweetie question there. How Meek Mill in the bus court. How is Saweetie holding up now that she's been exposed? Saweetie girl, how are you doing now that your pimp exposed you, sweetie? Allegedly. Sweetie, how you doing? She's gonna work overseas. Fuck that. She's going back to Nigeria. She's gonna work overseas. She's just like, oh, fuck off. You want to put my business out there? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. She's gonna go work overseas. Y'all remember last December I did like 4 hours of readings? And I know I talked about Saweetie at some point, and I believe I said something like her and Megan, that they, you know, they would be like in high demand if they were like ladies of the night. Do y'all remember that? I definitely said the Megan thing earlier this year when I read on her like a couple of months ago, but the Saweetie thing was last December. And you guys were just like, oh, should she be an influencer? Should she get into music, to makeup, or what? I was like, girl, she's gonna do something else. Listen, you know. Okay, you remember that? Yeah, it was last December before I went on vacation. Okay, enough of her. JT is a Sagittarius. I think you guys said she's a Sagittarius. Oh, this is going to be a long reading. JT. City Girls. I think JT and Carisha are very beautiful black women. Very beautiful. I think I'm going to keep the City Girls questions for a separate reading for them. Yeah, because there are a couple of questions in there about City Girls themselves. I'm going to keep that for a separate reading. I know I said I was going to do a reading on them, but then they broke up. So JT, what's going on with you, JT? Oh wow. There is, she's afraid of an executive, actually. Is this, what's that guy's name? Wasn't it like P or something like that? Is this P? Oh, someone is messing with her career. Someone is messing with her career. This is an executive. It better not be Jay-Z. This is an executive. Someone is messing with her career. And she's trying her best to be careful not to step on anyone's toes. And she understands that if she's careful about what she says, that her career can, you know, get back on track. Someone is messing with her career. To be honest, this kind of looks like Jay-Z, to be honest. It kind of looks like Jay-Z. I will ask, but definitely there's an executive who is messing around with her career, and she wants to be very careful. Is this Jay-Z? Oh, one of them is someone, did you guys say it's P or something? Okay. One of them is this P person. Does she owe him money? This P guy. I've read on this on Discord a few years ago. This is the P guy. I feel like does she owe him money or something? JC needs a job. Does she owe him money? Anyway. Is Jay-Z messing with JT's career? Oof. She knows she needs to tread carefully. Listen, y'all know I like Jay-Z, okay? But there is some truth to what Nicki is saying about him. So there's definitely someone messing with her career. The P person, I feel like she owes him money. So she's trying to be careful of him. But it looks like she knows to be careful of Jay-Z, okay? And listen, he's not above screwing someone over. He's not above it. And he doesn't have to be in that person's face. He doesn't have to say a word. It just feels like one of those things where, okay, so she has beef with this person and this person has beef with that person and that person is connected to Jay-Z. So we're just going to preemptively not invite her to radio shows or concerts or whatever because we want to stay on Jay-Z's good side. Like, that's what it feels like to me. So she's afraid. She's trying to be very careful. She doesn't want to step on his toes. She doesn't want to step on his toes. She also doesn't want to be sued by anybody. So she's being quite careful. She's being very careful. She's being really careful. So listen, y'all, I already told y'all I like Jay-Z. I like Nicki Minaj. I like Beyonce. I like Doja. I like these people, but you know, like, folks have to be honest. Like, just because you like a person, that doesn't mean that they're the best person in the world, you know? So she's trying to be careful. She's trying to avoid lawsuits as well, because I feel like this thing with Cardi, there's a potential lawsuit somewhere with Cardi. Okay, so are there any more questions? Okay, so I'm gonna keep that for a separate video. Is Jay-Z wearing a wig? Any more JT stuff? JT stuff. Okay. Did the Cardi beef hinder JT's career? Did the Cardi beef hinder JT's career? It blocked her. Yeah, it did block her. Here's this executive again. Here it is again. Here it is again. Is this also someone from it feels like there is some kind of blockage there for her because of this beef. For sure. Sorry. Yes, it did. It does feel like some opportunities were taken away from her. Some were taken away from her. And it feels like the industry was like, you know, the industry in general, they were ready to support JT, but she lost the support of whoever this executive is. I don't think this particular person is Jay-Z, but this is some kind of label executive, blah, 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 some big wig or whatever. So yeah, it did hinder her career. It did hinder her career, and she lost some opportunities. Look, it's here. She lost opportunities here. Lack of money, and there's like no movement in her career. Yes, it did. He used one of Bay's old wigs for loss. Y'all need to stop. So yes, it did. It did. Is that someone from Atlantic? No, it's not anyone on Atlantic. Oh, there's also P. Diddy. Diddy's there too. So it's also Diddy. It's also Diddy. I think I said before that Diddy didn't actually want Carisha. He wanted JT, and she turned him down. So listen, say whatever you want about her, but she has integrity. I will say that. She has integrity. Okay. Sure. So you want to know, how does Carisha feel about the Cardi JT beef? How does Carisha feel about the Cardi JT beef? She doesn't really care. I don't think she really cares. She doesn't care. Yeah, no, she doesn't care. She low-key feels like so there's something separate going on between Carisha and JT, where she feels like, oh, you know, she stole something from me, blah 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 blah, whatever. We can get into that in their separate video. But in general, she couldn't care less. She's more concerned with her relationship, with her finances, with her friend group. She doesn't care. She's thinking about her own life right now. She's thinking about her own life. Okay. Oh shoot, I've been on here for an hour, guys. Oh my gosh. All right. The big question. Y'all really want to know about Nicki. Oh. Whatever the case, I feel like Nicki is really happy with her relationship. I'm not sure if she's like trying for another child. It's possible. She could be trying for another child. I'm not like too positive on that. Perry, please. This is what's going on with Nicki. I mean, besides the beef thing, the whole Twitter stuff, the Barney B, whatever, the Barney B stuff, she feels happy in her relationship. She's happy to be married. She's happy to be a mother. This looks like her money is okay, but I will ask that question. She feels quite happy with her life in general. Who knew, you know? In terms of how she feels about Cardi's like, so this typically, people see this as the karma card. I don't necessarily believe in karma, to be quite honest. And I tell people who read with me that I don't, but I will read on it if you believe in karma. But this is really difficult for her. This feels like a Saturn return type of energy, or like some like a big trial and tribulation. And for her, for Nicki, Cardi is sort of like a heavy emotional baggage that's really difficult for her to deal with. It's actually hard for her, right? In terms of Cardi, listen, I feel like Cardi actually likes Nicki. I feel like Cardi is sexually attracted to her. I've always seen this with her. And it feels like when Nicki said that, yes, Saturn return does exist. What Nicki said about how Cardi's team contacted her to go on tour together, it's true. It's true. And I think at a later date, Cardi's team will ask Nicki again to do an album together and to go on tour. I said this 2 years ago that it was going to happen. She's going to ask again. She's going to ask again. If not that, Cardi's just like, kick her out of the industry. She kind of wants her blocked. Block her. Get rid of her. I don't understand how Nicki let this girl get under the skin. Because it's bigger than Cardi. Because it's not Cardi herself. It's the industry. That's what it is. Listen, Azealia Banks said it like over 10 years ago that the powers that be have been trying to whiten Black genres for generations. And they finally succeeded with Cardi B. And the times that I read on Nicki, is she doesn't really care too much about Cardi B herself. It feels more like she's disappointed that people in the rap game have betrayed Blackness in favor of saving their own skin and making sure that they make money off of like non-Black people in the industry, basically. It feels more like that's what she's really upset about. And even like the Jay-Z thing. So in her last reading, I think, or it could have been like a Jay-Z reading. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it was definitely earlier. It was last year, I think. Where I feel like she found out that Jay-Z was part of this replacement thing that's happening, and that's what she's really offended by. It's not necessarily the money, it's not the stolen songs, the blah 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 blah, but it's more like, you too, you're in on this too. If y'all remember, Iggy Azalea, she was backed by T.I. If a lot of people don't remember that, Iggy did not come out of nowhere. I actually liked Iggy. I thought that I think she was a better rapper. She had better stage presence than Cardi. Iggy was backed by T.I. and he had Snoop Dogg apologizing to Iggy. So this has been a plan for a very long time. It's been a plan for a very long time, and you know, people allow it to happen. So you know, it is what it is. They allow it to happen, so it is what it is. Okay, so I answered the question about how do they feel about each other, whatever. I truly think that Cardi actually likes Nicki, likes her like that. And Nicki sort of sees her as a non-factor, but it's like what she represents is what she's battling against. I don't think Nicki is gonna win. I think it's a wrap for rap. Not just country and rock music, also the blues and jazz. I remember a few years ago when I still had an Apple device, I went to iTunes to look for jazz. And again, no offense to, you know, my white clients, like my non-Black clients, but we're talking about like Black issues. But I went to the jazz page and there was nothing but white people there. And I mean, obviously anybody can sing or perform in whatever genre they want, but it's just, if you sit back and remember the history of music in the US and how things were segregated, So like first is segregation, and then Black people create their own genres for ourselves, and then decades later, generations later, those genres are taken over. So it's sad, but you know, the people allowed it to happen. The people allowed it to happen. Okay. All right, so we got how they feel about each other. So the question is Cardi paying for gossip on Nicki? No, she's not paying. She's not paying for gossip. No, she's not paying. It does feel like there are a couple of people that Nicki is connected to. She thinks that they're giving her gossip on Nicki. They are not. They're not. They're kind of telling her things to they're kind of telling her lies, actually. They're telling her lies. So it feels like there are maybe two people that she's connected to. Actually, it feels. Hold on. Is this someone on Cardi's side, or someone or someone on Nicki's side? This is someone on Cardi's side. So there. It feels like there's a woman that Cardi talks to, that she gets information from. She gets information from this lady. Again, I'm not sure how much truth this lady is telling her, but there is a woman, kind of like a mole, that she gets information from. And then on Nicki's side, here's a man who's like giving information, but it's not the truth. It's almost like he is being told to tell her, oh, just tell her this, just tell her that, blah, blah, blah. So there's definitely some espionage going on. There's for sure some espionage going on. And yeah, no, she's not paying. She's not paying. Oh, she's trying, like, oh no, yeah, she's definitely doing work against Nicki as well. She's 100% doing work against Nicki. 100%. 100%. For her, Cardi's sort of like wondering, like, why isn't it working? So no, Cardi is not paying for gossip on Nicki, but it does feel like there are two people that she's connected to. One of them is definitely telling her lies on purpose. The other one, that one's kind of iffy. The other one is a woman. That one is iffy, and it's someone on Cardi's side that she's sort of using as a spy or something to that effect. So let's ask the question in reverse. Is Nicki paying for gossip on Cardi? No. Nicki's like, why the fuck would I pay for that? She's just like, no, she's not paying for it. Is Nicki spying on Cardi B? No. Oh, look at this work being done on Nicki. Look at it. Look at it. Again, I don't think that Cardi hates Nicki. I think she's sexually attracted to her. I think that you know, her people are gonna ask her for a joint album again. But no, she doesn't really like her either. She hates Saweetie. She just dislikes Nicki. Okay, let's try to get through these. Oh well. Okay, so is someone in Nicki's circle leaking her business to Cardi for money? Well, that's kind of the same. Oh, here's this woman again. Pisces, potentially Pisces. Pisces, she's a water sign. Here's this woman again. This one feels like the one who's actually kind of like, don't trust her. Don't trust her. And this feels like someone who is on Cardi's side, but she's around Nicki every once in a while. So this person, it's this lady. There's definitely a man that someone in Cardi's team is speaking to, but he is purposefully giving her bogus stuff. But there's a different woman that is getting information. It's not for money though. It's not for money. Oh, you guys, okay, so is Cardi telling the truth when she said Nicki had an overdose? No, she's not telling the truth. No, it actually does feel like Nicki was like in a hospital or in treatment for something. She just didn't know what it was, so she just said it was an overdose. It doesn't feel like an overdose. It feels like maybe like Nicki had like migraines or something like that. So it does feel like she was in a hospital or treatment for something. And Cardi just said, oh, it was an overdose. Okay. How does Cardi feel about Black Americans? How does Nicki Minaj feel about Black Americans? Listen, I mean, come on, people. Let me ask again. How does Listen, you can't listen. So I asked, the very first thing that I got is, how does Cardi B feel about Black Americans? Devil. This is Cardi here in the middle. That's Cardi. Devil. She doesn't really rock with us, guys. Not really. And then I asked a second time, how does she feel about Black Americans? People, wake up. She doesn't really rock with us. She doesn't really rock with us. Not really. Five of Cups, Page of Swords, which is usually the Page of Swords is not a negative energy, but it tends to show up for people who have a smart mouth, or for people who are really like defensive. They always have something smart to say, but no, she's not really that interested in us. On the other hand, when I asked Nicki how she feel about Black Americans, she's like, my people, my family. It's my family. And I asked again, my family. It's my people. It does feel like at some point she does feel a bit like an outsider, which makes sense because she's not like Black American, she's Trinidadian. But she sees Black people as her family. Like, come on, folks. Come on. Like, it's obvious. Excuse me. Cardi's trying to choke me. Excuse me. Okay. All right. So, okay. I think we are going to move on to Nicki. Oh, no. Here's the last question. Will Cardi and Nicki, so I'm just going to ask, will Cardi and Nicki end up fighting physically? Will Cardi and Nicki end up fighting physically? What is Kenneth Petty? Why do I feel like this is her husband? Kenneth Petty. Oh, he's an Aries. Oh, wow. Cardi and Nicki end up. No, it's just going to be with words. And they're going to have more spats, more spats. Listen, what is being shown to me, and I know some of Cardi's fans who are watching this, they may just say that this is me being biased. So they're definitely going to end up these are words. This is an exchange of words. They're going to have another exchange of words. It's going to be quiet for a little bit, then it's going to start up again. And they're saying the reason why it starts up is because Cardi is obsessed with her. I keep telling you guys that Cardi is sexually attracted to Nicki. She's sexually attracted. She can't help herself. She likes her. Like, in that way, she likes her. So it's not a physical fight. It's not a physical fight. But it's like more exchanges of words, you know, blah, 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 whatever. And again, Offset is showing up again. Give me my money. He's here again. Where's my money? All right, so let's move on to Nicki.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this reading and want something more personal, I offer private tarot readings tailored just for you. Whether you're curious about your love life, your career path, spiritual and personal growth, or if you are seeking clarity on a specific situation, there's a reading to support you. I also specialize in celebrity readings, providing intuitive and respectful insights on your favorite celebs and how their energy may connect with yours. Most of my readings are written, but I also offer live readings for 30 minutes, 1 hour, or more. And if you need answers fast, I offer same day and next day delivery options for quick clarity right away. You can find me on Etsy, on my website www.tarotbymoko, or click the link in the description box below. Until next time, trust your intuition and take care.